Too a little short for a stormtrooper.
Another episode of the Multiverse Report. Tonight we are recapping the week's nerdy news from Arkham Asylum to the Raft and everywhere in between. My name is Mike Gibson. With me as always, Steve Haller. What's up, Steve?
Oh, you know, just another day in AV paradise here, my friend. I say my friend as my son's back into the Clone Wars, so I keep hearing Hondo Ohnaka in my head.
My friend. Yeah, that's great.
Which I didn't realize until actually no. Let me rephrase that. Every time I relearn it, it amazes me that Jim Cummings is the voice of Hondo Ohnaka. Winnie the Pooh himself is Hondo Ohnaka.
Yeah, I can kind of hear it when I think about it. I can kind of hear how it's the same guy, but it is a shock to hear that at first. Yeah,
two drastically different characters, but both equally impactful on my fandoms.
Yeah, and culture. I mean, even Pooh, obviously, probably a bigger, more well-known character than Hondo Ohnaka, but
probably I'll give
still
him that.
Important characters nonetheless. Yeah, it just goes to show how talented he is as a voice actor.
Oh yeah,
that's two wildly different performances, but very cool. But hey, Steve, Hondo Ohnaka, he's a character from Star Wars. Is that correct?
I think so.
Oh, well, that reminds me that we should tell people about this new podcast that we have coming out called Haven't Seen Star Wars. I say coming out. There's already 2 full episodes released. As we are recording this right now, we are on the eve of the drop of our episode about The Empire Strikes Back. Ever heard of it? Ever seen it? You know that one?
Fairly impressive movie, last I checked.
Fairly popular Star Wars film amongst its fans. Did Alex and Amber enjoy Empire Strikes Back? Did they hate it? Were they 50-50 on it? Kind of like they were with A New Hope? Tune in. The only one way to find out. Tune in to Haven't Seen Star Wars. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts.
I was going to say, technically,
YouTube.
There's multiple ways to find out because you can check it out on YouTube, on your podcatcher of choice. You know, wherever you want to put stuff in your ear holes, it's there.
It's there. Steve's right about that. And also, if you like Haven't Seen Star Wars so much that you wish you could hear more Star Wars talk from me and Steve, you can subscribe to our Patreon, where Steve and I do an after show for every film review episode, where he and I discuss Alex and Amber's reactions to the film, and then maybe our own thoughts on the film and our own thoughts on what Alex and Amber are going to think of the future movies. You know, our predictions, reactions, just more me and Steve talking about Star Wars.
Right. Because you don't get enough of that here. You might as well get it then.
Yeah. Well, they get a lot of it here, but they don't get us just like talking about The Empire Strikes Back for 40 minutes. You know what I mean?
Very true. Which you're currently listening to as you're in the process of
editing it. Going to upload it to our Patreon tomorrow morning, so it will be there for subscribers. The A New Hope episode is already up there for them as well. And hey, if we get enough subscribers, then we'll figure out some more content to put up there. Maybe some commentaries, maybe some additional bonus episodes with Alex and Amber. We'll figure it out if we get some more patrons. So check us out over there on Patreon. And as always, this show, The Multiverse Report, sponsored by Funky Town Comics and Vinyl in Camillus, New York, and in Cicero. Go check them out for all your comic book and vinyl needs. Heck yeah. All right. Any up top news? Is that all the business we got, Steve, or should we dive into our rundown?
I think that is the business, Mike.
You know, saying Funky Town just reminded me that I had them order Gail Simone's Birds of Prey omnibus, and they haven't. I don't think it's come in yet.
Well, time to go talk to Eric.
It either hasn't come in or they haven't told me that it's in. So. Maybe sitting on a shelf somewhere in the back room. But I will have to check that out. Anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about, we got some DC news. And it's interesting news. I think it's interesting news, and I'll tell you why. But this week, Matt Reeves, director of The Batman and a few banger Planet of the Apes movies, Matt Reeves officially announced the main cast for The Batman Part 2. Now, we've heard announcements. We've heard that deals have been signed. There has been no official announcements of the cast until this. And this was Matt Reeves posting one at a time on social media, welcoming everybody to the Batman family. So here's what we have for the official cast of the Batman Part 2, as it stands, according to Matt Reeves, writer-director. Robert Pattinson, Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, Jeffrey Wright, Andy Serkis, Colin Farrell, Jamie Lawson, Gil Perez Abraham, Sebastian Koch, Brian Tyree Henry. Now, what I find interesting about this, he didn't say who they're playing, any of them. Obviously, we know Robert Pattinson's playing Batman. They're not recasting Bruce Wayne Batman. They're not recasting Commissioner Gordon. Jeffrey Wright's clearly playing Commissioner Gordon. Andy Serkis is Alfred. Colin Farrell's going to be the Penguin. Jamie Lawson's going to be the mayor. Bella Real. Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan. They didn't say who they're playing. Now, it's been widely rumored and assumed, again, unofficially, that Sebastian Stan is playing Harvey Dent. Scarlett Johansson's going to be playing his wife, and that they're talking to Christopher Dance to play Harvey's father. That's been what we've been hearing for months now. But then the fact that he didn't say that is starting some rumblings and some rumors that maybe Sebastian Stan is not playing Harvey Dent. Maybe somebody else is playing Harvey Dent. Maybe Scarlett Johansson is not Gilda Dent. There's just like a lot of up in the air.
I mean, but at the same time, like, what are you going to do with actors of that caliber? Like, you're not just going to put them in as an extra. They're going to be somebody big.
No, they're not going to be an extra. No, I mean, this, aside from other, I don't know if I should even say this, because like Jeff Snyder on the Hot Mic podcast a few days ago was talking about how he got a tip from someone. He said, take this with a grain of salt, because I've never worked with this person before. I got a tip from somebody who I do not have an actual connection with. They claim to be working on this movie, and like from what I can tell, seems to be accurate, but I just don't know. I cannot confirm this. But he was told that specifically Sebastian Stan is not playing Harvey Dent, but somebody else is playing Harvey Dent, but not Sebastian Stan. And so that's just like, Brian Tyree Henry is a great actor, and he's like a name. Yeah. Could he be playing Harvey Dent? Could Scarlett Johansson be somebody else? Sebastian Stan? Maybe he's playing Hush, or maybe the Court of Owls are in this movie, and that's part of it. I don't know,
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of different ways they could go, but for as absolutely heavily rumored as all that was, like that was everywhere. And it's one thing if it's you hear when we're looking for stuff, we'll vet it and make sure it's coming from multiple sources, or at least verified by multiple sources or something like that. That was, everybody was running with that. It wasn't just like one person picked it up and everybody was quoting them. That was for both of them. It was all over the place.
Yeah. It just seems very interesting to me that you would officially announce your cast, but not announce who they're playing. It makes me think that there's maybe it's not what I just said. Maybe Sebastian Stan is playing Harvey Dent, but I don't know. It seems like announcing the actors, but not who they're playing officially, makes me think there's more here than meets the eye in some way. Right. And maybe it's not that it's a twist on, Harvey or not. But it makes me, and the first movie is a bit of a mystery story. I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of mystery to this movie as well. Right. Batman is a detective. The first movie certainly focused on him being a detective. So I don't know. But I can just see, I just got a feeling from this announcement that like they're holding something back.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because it's a twist or they just don't want to tell us yet. Maybe, I don't know. I hope that it's some like super fun, surprising twist. That's all. Or it's nothing. It's a great movie. I don't know.
Also, until about, well, whenever you read off that cast list, I never put 2 and 2 together that Perline from Sinners was the mayor.
Yeah.
Like Jamie Lawson, who was absolutely amazing in Sinners.
Astounding in Sinners. She's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, I finally saw that movie, guys. Holy shit. Go watch it.
Yeah.
I have owned that movie since it came out on Blu-ray. Literally got it like 2 days after it came out on Blu-ray. Finally got to watch it.
Yep.
So good.
Steve's a little late to the party on Sinners, but still hits. Still hits.
It does.
Great movie. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's excellent in it. And I didn't realize, I don't think, the first time I saw Sinners, I don't think I realized that was her.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she's the mayor-elect from Batman.
Yep.
I think she's a great actor and just pretty easy on the eyes, if you ask me. I'll say that much. Pretty easy on the eyes, Jamie Lawson. So yeah, people are speculating maybe, there's still people out there that are saying that they think Mr. Freeze is in this movie. And maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't necessarily think that just because it takes place in the snow means that Mr. Freeze is in this movie.
No, we went over that last week. Like I get it.
Yeah, and I know people were like asking Matt Reeves about how he would do Mr. Freeze like way back when the first one came out, and he like was like, "Oh, it'd be a challenge to try to figure out a way to do a fantastic character like this in this universe." But like, I don't know. I'm not saying he's not, but I just don't feel like it's a Mr. Freeze movie. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find again. We don't know who any of these people are playing officially, so maybe we'll find out. But that Sebastian Koch people are thinking that that's going to be Mr. Freeze. Who knows? Saying maybe Brian Tyree Henry could be playing Detective Bullock, which would be cool. I don't know. This is all just like theories and fan casting.
It's actually going to be the first this will be the first Marvel DC crossover movie. It's actually going to be Phastos in the Batman.
Oh yeah,
one of the Eternals in
yeah. I gotta watch that again. I gotta watch Eternals.
It's
again.
not as bad as people gave it crap for.
I didn't hate it the first time I saw it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yep. I thought it had some
really long.
That was the thing. It needed to go one of two directions, and I feel like a lot of movies that got put out around that era did the same thing, where they either needed to make it multiple movies or they needed to make it a shorter single movie.
Tighten it up.
Yeah. Like you either needed to make I guess you needed to either make it 2 movies or a trilogy, or, as dumb as it sounds, give it another half hour to maybe build out some of those 8,000 storylines you had. Yeah.
A lot of characters, a lot of moving parts, but I thought it was good when I saw it, but I haven't watched it a second time.
Oh yeah, he could do dual duty because he's Jefferson Davis too. Into the Spider-Verse.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot. Wow. That was the other thing. I knew that I knew him from other stuff.
I know him from Atlanta.
He's in the.
He was
he's in Atlanta, and he's in the Godzilla. He's in the Godzilla Kong movies.
Oh yeah.
He's been in a couple of those. But I knew there was one other thing that I was like really liked, and it was Spider-Verse because it's not his face. That's why I couldn't think of it. Yeah.
I gotta watch those, like the Godzilla Kong movies. I feel like I gotta watch those with my son.
Dumb fun.
Yeah.
Your son will like them.
It's like,
they're stupid
giant
and fun.
kaiju wrecking things. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
But like I said,
sure.
he's on like the beginning of season 3 of the Clone Wars. Like every chance he has for screen time right now is being dedicated to the Clone Wars. I'm like,
great.
Okay, dude. Like no video games, no nothing. He's like, can I watch the Clone Wars? I'm like, yes, you can.
Good for him. Good for him.
He just got the Domino Squad, and he's like, well, for one, he was like, why did we meet Fives and Heavy in the beginning, but now they're back? And I'm like, well, dude, just from here forward, it'll be less confusing. Trust me.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
Yeah.
But that arc, like where you meet 99 and all that, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's such a good couple episodes.
Yeah, that's right in the beginning of season 3. Yeah.
It's what Domino Squad, then Arc Troopers, and like there's a three episode where it's like focusing on that squad, and it's just real good.
Yeah. That's when I started actually caring about the clones, because I was like very anti.
Yep.
I was just like, they look like stormtroopers. I've been told since I was 5 the stormtroopers are bad.
Right.
I don't like them. all I've seen him do is murder a bunch of Jedi in Revenge of the Sith. I don't like these guys. And I was like, oh, okay, they're starting to win me over.
Oh, darn it. They're becoming, oh, God. And now, like, Captain Rex is easily top 5 characters in Star Wars for me.
He's a top 5.
I would say so.
Wow.
I love
Captain Rex. He's nowhere near my top 5. I love him, but he's not close to my top 5, I don't think.
I mean,
anyway,
you're also
we're not
talking to the
supposed to be
person
talking
whose favorite is Wedge, so like
that's true.
There's some weird shit going on up here.
We're not supposed to be talking about Star Wars right now, Steve.
Oh, we'll get there.
We'll get there very shortly, but we do also have to say, while we're talking about DC still, is that James Gunn has announced that we're getting a new teaser for Lanterns, the HBO series Lanterns. New teaser tomorrow. And of course, they did the thing where they posted a teaser for the teaser, about 2 seconds long. But even in that short little clip of this teaser we're getting tomorrow, it looked way more Green Lantern-y, way more superhero-y in general. I think it showed Jon Stewart like doing some kind of crazy flip over a moving car, and Hal using his ring to block some giant laser from the sky destroying something. Like it's definitely like, okay, it's Green Lantern. Okay,
I was gonna say
this is the superhero
it's
show.
the antithesis of the first teaser we saw, where it was very this is a police drama. Oh, and there's a ring at the end. Like,
and everyone complained.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's like the exact opposite.
Yeah. Like, oh, you didn't think there was enough Green Lantern-y stuff in that trailer? Here we go. Here we go.
Enjoy.
I'm interested to see if we get more like plot from this, or if if it's just some, hey, if it's literally just, like you said, the antithesis of the first one, like, hey, yes, this is also a comic book show. We didn't forget that part.
What's the date on Lanterns?
Ooh, I want to say late summer, or I think it's back half. I don't know if there's a date, but it's late 26.
Because
I think it's either late summer or early fall.
We got that first, it was probably like a 30-second, 45-second spot. Now we're having this. Like, maybe this is the action side of it, and then we'll get like a full trailer at the end of this month or something.
Yeah,
a story trailer, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't see any release date currently.
Oh. I'm sure they're releasing it, but when that is,
I'm sure they are releasing it. Yeah. Oh, scheduled to premiere August 16th.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
That's
going to be here before we know it.
It is.
Already getting towards the end of May here. Here we go. All right. So, Steve, you mentioned earlier that your son is watching Clone Wars. My son is just started today Mandalorian season 3. And we are doing this, cramming the 3rd season of Mandalorian in time so we can go see Mandalorian and Grogu, the first new Star Wars movie in 7 years, in theaters this weekend. I finally got my tickets.
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy that I didn't have my tickets. I just couldn't get them for a while.
What's the official day?
Scheduling. Friday.
There you go.
My son is off of school on Friday. He's got like a snow day, give back day. So, and my wife's taking off the afternoon. So we're going around 2-ish, something, going to see it. I'm pumped. What about you? When are you going?
Thursday, 7:00 at the IMAX.
Thursday night. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So full blown actual IMAX over at the Destiny, and it'll be good.
Are you going to see it? Is it playing in Infinity Vision, or is it just actual IMAX?
I think just I think Infinity IMAX, IMAX Vision. Yeah,
that's funny. Cool. I'm excited. So that's good that we're seeing it within 24 hours of each other, so we can talk about it Friday night.
I was gonna say Friday night. Yeah. There'll be discussions to be had. Oh
yeah. There are some reactions to the movie. First reactions seem to be mixed, but mostly positive.
Yeah.
And I'm reading that as a response. I have not read really any first reaction. I'm not trying to read anything about this movie before I go see it. I'm not trying to read reactions or reviews. I'm just staying away from all of it.
I had read
as
a
best I
couple,
can.
The stuff that flashes up, whatever, the things you can't miss.
Yeah.
One thing I completely anecdotally, what it seemed like was a lot of the outlets that were, how to describe it, I don't want to say more casual, more like the film outlets and the critics were being a lot more harsh, which obviously,
Sure.
and most everything else I saw was like, no, it's going to just be a fun Star Wars movie, and that's what it feels like. And I'm like, good. That's all. That's the one thing I wanted to see in any of these reviews was, is it going to be a fun Star Wars movie? And yes, that's what I'm in.
It's really all that I am expecting it to be.
Yeah.
If
all
it's
I
not
want it
fun,
to be.
then it failed. If it's not a Star Wars movie, it definitely failed.
Guys, you lost the plot on this one.
Yeah. It's interesting watching, since I've been rewatching the series, Mandalorian, including Book of Boba Fett. And it really is such a different pocket of Star Wars. Even with the Luke crossover and Ahsoka and stuff like that, it just feels different. It doesn't feel like any one of the trilogies. It doesn't feel like the spin-off movies. It's its own thing. And so that's really kind of helping me set my expectations, not just for the content of the film, but also just like what it's going to feel like.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like Empire Strikes Back. It doesn't feel like Attack of the Clones. And doesn't feel like Last Jedi. It doesn't feel like Force Awakens or, like it just feels like its own thing.
Yeah, it's in its own.
Which is why, but it's also very Star Wars. It's also incredibly Star Wars, which is why we loved it when it came out. We're like, this is new. It's a new feeling for Star Wars. So it's definitely kind of helped me set my brain where it needs to be to see this movie, I think.
Friend of the pod, Matt Beseda, earlier today actually brought up a good point of Book of Boba Fett. And if they'd have marketed that differently, I feel like reception would have been extremely different. Because there's a lot of good in that. There's a lot of good in that. It's just
a lot of good.
There's a lot of incoherence in that.
I just finished watching it again a couple days ago.
Oh yeah,
and it's the second time I've watched the entire series. I've gone back and I've watched the Grogu training episode, and I've watched the Mandalorian stuff, more like the Mandalorian stuff, and this finale. What was I going to say about that?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Oh, but like, I think, we know that there was behind the scenes issues with Disney and or Lucasfilm saying you have to get Mando and Grogu back together before season 3. And so they had to put it in Boba Fett. So that probably, I'd be interested to see what their storyline was before they had to wedge that in there as well. But as it stands, hindsight being 2020, yeah, it would be cool if the first 2 episodes were about Boba Fett getting out of the Sarlacc pit and getting his armor back, and then the second 2 episodes are about something else, and the third 2 episodes are about Mandalorian, and the finale is all the storylines converging. Like, that would have been cool for sure. But they didn't do that.
But that effectively they did almost. With it, it wouldn't have taken a ton to make it that. Let's put it that way.
It wouldn't have. But there is a lot of Boba Fett stuff in the first, Mando comes in episode 5 or something like that. But the first 4 episodes are just all Boba Fett.
The stuff with him and Fennec Shand and
Yeah.
Yep.
Fennec is great. I love Fennec.
Dude, Ming-Na Wen is a treasure.
Absolute treasure.
What the
one
hell?
thing I did read is it's. Go ahead.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember her from a Marvel show that was better than it should have been, but also still not good. And that basically describes Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a nutshell.
Yeah. That show had some high highs, though.
Oh,
really good for a while.
Yeah, a lot of those middle seasons were killer.
Totally. One thing I did read about Mandalorian Grogu, it is more or less a standalone story. Like, you don't necessarily have to have seen the series to get it. I think that's obviously smart. Clearly, they're like trying to bring in people that just haven't seen the show. And apparently, this is different than what a lot of people were saying, oh, they just took season 4 and turned it into a movie. Apparently, no. Jon Favreau said that his initial scripts for season 4 were more tied into what was going on in Ahsoka and Ahsoka season 2. My guess is that it did tie into the whole Thrawn thing that they're working on the Ahsoka storyline, and that this is its own thing. So I don't know if it being a standalone story is going to help people get over it's just another episode of a TV show and I haven't watched the TV show, or I didn't like the 3rd season of the show, so I'm not going to see this movie. You know what I mean? Like, in general, I think when you make a movie based on a TV show, you are limiting your audience. Like, they're never huge hits, I think. I think it's like more like a bonus for fans of that series, whether or not, I mean, this is a little different because it has Star Wars above the title, so that's like a huge IP, you know. So this might fare a little bit better, but I don't know if it's going to speak to people that haven't watched the show, because there are Star Wars fans that just watch the movies. Yeah, and if they haven't seen Mandalorian, then they're like, oh, it's based on that show that I didn't watch, then I'm not going to go. Who knows?
Yeah, but you see a Baby Yoda and things get weird.
Things get weird.
Also, Andrew, thanks for stopping by in the chat. I missed all of that conversation you had because I was tabbed out of it. But yeah, he brought up if they touched on the original Mandalore and all that sort of stuff, like Mandalore the Ultimate and all that. Like, I would love them to go into that, but I think that's lost with Legends at this point. Like, there was a lot of good stuff that was there, and they just, down the line, maybe it comes back, but they dumped a lot of that, even with what they did in like tail end of Clone Wars and Rebels. Like, that was a lot of that stuff kind of unfortunately went out the window.
Yeah, they do mention Mandalore, the original Mandalore, in the second episode of Mandalorian season 3, which I just watched tonight. Oh yeah, it's like in the plaque near the living waters. When they get down to the living waters of Mandalore, she reads this like inscription on the wall or whatever, and it mentions him. But that's about it. But the thing I'll say, like, season 3 of Mandalorian, episode 1 for me, immediately less quality. Like, I can tell immediately it's like a different thing. Yep. Not as good. There's definitely cool stuff in both the first 2 episodes, but you really, really have to care about Mandalorian lore to like be into that first 2 episodes of season 3 of Mandalorian. Like the first 2 seasons.
Maybe that's why I liked it more than most people did.
More than most? Yeah. The first 2 seasons work because you're interested in him and his religion or whatever, and you're like, oh, well, Bo-Katan takes her helmet off, so he's like a zealot or whatever. They set that up. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. And they talk about Mandalore, and they talk about how it's not there anymore, and like, that's cool. But then something about season 3 is like, you need to have watched the Clone Wars and Rebels and whatever else to care about this. And if you didn't, fuck you. Right. Because we're like making it.
Well, and like Andrew brought up in the chat, like even like the Neo Crusaders and that were brought up in like Knights of the Old Republic. And like there's all this crazy Mandalorian lore that, they could go deep, but well, they did into the cleansing waters, but
they sure did. He went all the way to the bottom of that thing.
And found the mythosaur that we'll never see again.
My son got real excited when he goes, "That's the mythosaur!" I was like, "Yeah, man, yeah, great."
That's
you
awesome.
Recognize it?
Oh, that's great.
But Very cool. And I was thinking, we have not finalized any kind of plan for a second season of Haven't Seen Star Wars or doing anything further than the films at this point. But, we think about it. We've talked about a few things, and my thought was if we ever watch The Mandalorian with Alex and Amber, we might lose them at season 3. I was I don't know that they care that much about Mandalorian lore. To be in, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll find out someday. Maybe not.
You could bring him back with Jack Black and Lizzo.
We'll see. Haven't gotten to that episode yet. Haven't revisited that one.
I don't. I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. Holding up.
No. Speaking of The Mandalorian, speaking of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is now the co-head of Lucasfilm. And so people are asking him at Mandalorian and Grogu premiere, what's going on with Star Wars? What's the future of Star Wars looking like? And he kind of spoke to Collider, the outlet Collider, about his plans and what he's working on and the future of Star Wars on the big screen. And he said, I'm just looking at the stories and the potential and planning what I'd like to do. I believe in having an overarching idea and then saying, okay, it's this many of that, and then we can have this. Mm-hmm. There are certain things that have been in motion already that obviously I want to continue. John and I have had a great partnership for many years now telling stories. So I look at the stories that I'm kind of planning and architecting, and I look at other creative talents that bring us great stories, and I just try to find a way to make them all work. There's a lot on my plate, which is exciting, not just in live action, but in animation like Maul, which has been very fun, and they are driving forward. I've got Ahsoka Season 2 coming, which is very exciting, and the re-release of Episode 4. There's so much exciting stuff coming for Star Wars fans, but I have to say, and I said this earlier, fans have known me now for 20 years that I've worked with and told Star Wars stories, so I think they have a good idea of what to expect. I've so far really enjoyed collaborating with everybody, and we are well on our way. The future is in motion now, so it's exciting. Say exciting one more time, Dave Filoni.
And there's a lot of coach speak in there.
Yeah, sure.
But there's also, the things he mentioned, I think he knows where his bread's buttered, and he knows where he knows where he feels the most comfortable.
Yeah.
Question will be whether that's where Star Wars feels the most comfortable.
That's a really great place to that's a really great way to say that.
Yeah.
I think. Is Star Wars comfortable there? And is he going to be able to, he is saying, I look at other creative talents that bring us great stories. And I just hope that he allows other corners and pockets of Star Wars to flourish, and they don't have to be tied to Grand Admiral Thrawn or Ahsoka,
right?
I'm really interested in a couple things he says here. One thing he says, there are things that have been in motion already that obviously I want to continue. And we know that there are several completed scripts that have been turned into him. This is according to Kathleen Kennedy's exit interview.
Yeah.
We know that there are completed scripts for, from Taika Waititi, from Donald Glover, from James Mangold.
Yep.
That are just sitting around right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Mangold one was that. That needs to get made. Actually,
man.
Making something like that actually fits in with what Andrew's talking about in the chat of a lot of the, bringing in the rest of the galaxy, because the scale of what we've seen in Star Wars, not everything has to go back to goddamn Tatooine.
It's crazy how many times we go back to Tatooine.
Every show. Actually, my son said something about that because they showed up there in the Clone Wars movie, because they go to Jabba's palace.
Right.
And he's like, why are they back on Tatooine? I'm like, dude, I don't know.
They're always on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And hey, I love Tatooine.
Yeah.
I have
Great
no
planet.
problem going to Tatooine. But like my son said tonight, we were watching Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I think where there's a scene on he goes to Tatooine, and he goes, "I want to go back to Hoth." And I was like, you know what, buddy? Me fucking too. I didn't say the fucking to my 9-year-old son, but I was like, yeah, we go back to Tatooine all the time. Could we revisit another planet instead of making up more new planets? Maybe we just go to one that already exists. You know, it can be like it's fan service without without being total fan service. You know,
Right.
we just have to go to a snowy world. Oh, it happens to be Hoth. Okay,
Right.
Great.
Or even, you know, revisit some of the plethora of stuff you guys exposed in the Clone Wars and any of that. Like,
Yeah, anything.
head to
Anywhere.
Felucia.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah.
any, I don't know, Christophsis, Felucia, any of these like places that we were at in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Go
Doesn't
there.
have to be somewhere we've never been. I know, like, you know, you're, you know, whoever's writing whatever screenplay is like a smart and savvy writer, and they're like, I'm going to invent my own Star Wars planet. And like, yeah, that's fun. I'd want to do that too. But I'd also want to go back to Hoth or Endor or wherever the fuck, you know. I don't know.
I mean,
Go back
well,
to
hell,
Crate.
Forest Moon of Endor, like, or Yavin 4, the Masasi Temple, that Dawn of the Jedi book or Dawn of the Jedi series, hypothetically could tie into that because those were back in the day. Those were Sith ruins that Exar Kun, the Sith Lord, was in charge of.
That the James Mangold Dawn of the Jedi movie, is that your number one pick for the thing that
I would love to see made
the
most.
the thing out of the things they have announced but haven't made yet?
Yeah.
Is that your number one?
100%.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I just want them to break out of the sameness. Like, it's a huge ass galaxy, and they figured out a way. Like, you have decades of Legends material that broke out of the mold of going to the same 5 planets all the time. Like, they use the whole galaxy. You know?
Yeah.
Even like for Corellia, the first time we saw Corellia being in Solo was like a crime. You hear about this planet through various parts of 6 movies, and then you finally get there for the beginning of Solo, and then you're gone.
It's a cool sequence in Solo, though.
It is.
Cool sequence. I like it. Oh shit, it was something you just said that made me think of something that I forgot. So there's that. Never mind. It's the thing that he said about fans have known me for 20 years, working with Star Wars stories. I think they have a good idea of what to expect. Like, yeah, I think we have too good of an idea of what to expect, Dave Filoni. That's my problem with you.
Yep.
I have too good of an idea. And I would love if
Shadow Lord surprised me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, sometimes he hits a fucking home run with like Rebels. You know what I mean? Or Maul Shadow Lord.
And then sometimes you have a resistance.
Sometimes you have resistance. Or sometimes you have Mandalorian season 3 or Book of Boba Fett or whatever, you know, like they're fine. They're fine.
Oh yeah.
But I don't want all my Star Wars movies to look like that. And I think, like, as much as I really want forward motion for Star Wars. Dave Filoni really loves plugging these holes and connecting trilogies and things like that. And that's fine and fun. I really want some forward motion. I want Rey moving forward, or whoever else. Like, I need a character that's going to take the story forward in some way. It doesn't have to be episode 10. It can be whatever.
Give me something in the future or the far past. Something to break out of this same mold. That's why I was excited about the Acolyte.
Yeah, yeah. Other than that, forward motion that I am craving for Star Wars, the James Mangold idea, the Dawn of the Jedi thing, is great. Because, like, that would be so radically different.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to take place so far in it's supposed to be origins of the Force, right? So, like
people discovering the Force, basically.
Yeah, that's going to look and feel so radically different that I can't help but need to see it. Because what would it look like? What is it going to feel like? No idea.
Yep.
No idea.
But you know what?
What?
whenever we find out what that idea is, we can cover it on the other podcast.
Sure can. Sure can.
Because at that
indeed.
point, none of us will have seen it.
That's right. Yeah, once they're all caught up, we can start going to see movies all together.
I was gonna say, Starfighter. I wanted to say Starkiller, which is a very different.
Very different.
Galen Merrick is not showing up in that movie. However, well,
No,
actually,
neither is the base
true.
of that namesake as well.
Very true.
Um,
Or Luke, because that
Or
was his
Luke,
original last
yeah.
name.
Yep.
So
Sure was.
yeah, that'll be the first movie we can really see with them in person.
yeah, because
I don't
I
think
mean we're gonna have to do Mandalorian. And, we're gonna have to do Mandalorian and Grogu. It just depends on whether or not we're gonna do the series
Right.
also. That's something. That's the conversation. This is all off-air conversation we should be having. This isn't stuff to hash out on the
well,
air.
it's off
This
air
is
of the other
business.
podcast.
That's true. That's true.
And we know they're not
Business
listening to
meetings live on
this.
YouTube. Yeah. Something that I do pretty much know what it's going to look like and feel like and sound like is the next Marvel show coming out this October, Vision Quest. And I say that I'm pretty sure I know what it's going to look like and feel like and sound like because I feel like most Marvel shows kind of look and feel and sound the same.
Yeah.
Maybe with the exception of Daredevil Born Again, a series I have not finished yet. Is that crazy?
I'm on literally the last episode, and I haven't gotten around to watching it. And
I'm like three behind.
I'm not excited to watch it. I just haven't been able to find the time.
Same.
Like, as we said back in the day, our Daredevil care level is still quite high.
Very high.
However,
I feel almost unqualified to host this podcast tonight because I'm not caught up on Daredevil,
Right.
and I haven't even seen the Punisher special.
Right.
You seen the Punisher thing?
No, because I haven't seen Daredevil. I wanted to make sure I finished Daredevil before I saw that. Yeah. Damn it.
Crazy. What's wrong with me? I should be doing that right now instead of hosting this podcast.
All right. We're killing. Well, it's gonna be like that. What was it? Way back in the day, we had that one. What was
We
it? No Way
stopped to
Home
watch
trailer.
the Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we're gonna stop this live broadcast, watch a trailer, and then come back.
We'll be right back. Vision Quest, a series that we've been hearing about for years. I think this has been in development for quite some time.
Yep.
It's finally premiering October 14th. It's the third series in a trilogy. They're calling it a trilogy of shows, starting with WandaVision, then Agatha All Along, and now Vision Quest. Although I don't know that Agatha's going to be in this movie or series, and I'm not sure that Wanda's even going to be in this series. So,
It's kind of weird.
trilogy nonetheless, I guess. Like, maybe we'll see. I mean, we'll see how and if it connects to either of those shows.
Right.
Seems like it's going to connect pretty firmly to WandaVision, seeing how it is the white android version of Vision that is created at the end of that series. Anyway, just been hearing this title for a long time. Finally, it's here. Paul Bettany said this week in an interview on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast that the show largely revolves around Vision's relationship with Ultron. And he calls the show funny, moving, and super exciting. It was announced months ago. We talked about it here that James Spader is returning as Ultron in some capacity. But also, I didn't know this until I read today. Farhan Tahir is going to return as Raza, the leader of the 10 Rings from Iron Man.
Huh.
Like
Oh,
the
didn't know
original
that.
Iron Man.
Yeah,
I missed that announcement for sure. But that is cool.
it is.
Yeah.
I will agree.
And it's basically about Vision, white Vision.
Yeah.
Learning to like recapture his own humanity kind of thing, because the version of him that did have that humanity was killed by Thanos. So, I guess this is happening October 14th. And I don't know. How do you feel about Vision Quest?
It's going to be a show.
Yeah, it's going to be a show.
That's about the best I got.
That's how I feel too.
I'm
so
I think they could have been onto something, but I don't know if there's like too much time that's passed or what. Like something doesn't quite feel the same. Seems like it's missing something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just I'm kind of like bummed out about how down on the MCU I've been lately.
Yeah.
It just sucks. I want to be more excited about it, and I'm just not. And maybe I should rewatch a couple movies. Maybe I should rewatch Thunderbolts or Fantastic Four or something. And I definitely will, leading up to Doomsday for sure.
Right. But what have they given us to be excited about recently?
Yeah, I know. Daredevil.
I guess
who I'm pretty sure is.
That is kind of weird because I think we were talking about it the other day, how most things that they've put out recently have actually been pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of the things, if you take them separately, you're like, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. But I don't know. I think it's the lack of connectivity.
Right.
I guess it's just like my expectations are a lot lower than they used to be.
Okay.
Because of some of the mediocre stuff, the phase 4 and 5 stuff that didn't hit for me.
Yep.
I don't know. I just wish I was more excited about things like Doomsday. I'm pumped for Spider-Man.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that that's coming out like now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, after Mandalorian and Grogu is out of our brains, we'll be able to turn our attentions more towards things like Supergirl and Spider-Man, things like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I wish I was more excited for, Doomsday and talking about X-Men casting and stuff. Like, I don't know. A big drag on Doomsday for me is the fact that the Fox X-Men are coming back. Like, I don't care about them at all anymore. And that makes me not, that alone is making me not excited about Avengers Doomsday. Like, I wish they weren't doing that.
I'm excited for James Marsden, and beyond that, I couldn't give two shits.
Yeah. We'll just
he got done dirty in the original X-Men movies.
He definitely did, but also it's not the MCU's job to make those movies better. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree.
It's the MCU's job to tell original stories and I don't know, connect us with characters. And it just seems to me, it seems more like, I know that I've said this before. I'm sorry, listeners, that I'm repeating points that I've made in the past, but just how No Way Home felt like cheating because they're just inserting characters you already know, so they don't have to do the work of giving a backstory. Same with Deadpool and Wolverine's kind of the same way. You just already know all this, so we don't have to develop these characters really. Right. You remember because you saw this movie 10 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just seems kind of like that, and it's lazy storytelling to me. And maybe I'm just judging it too harshly before I see it, but I don't know. It's hard for me to shake that feeling.
Fair enough.
So we'll see. Steve, do you have a comic book to review this week? I do not.
I do, Mike. I do.
All right.
And it's one that you will be very excited about.
Okay.
You literally talked about it last week on how excited you were for it.
Okay.
Barbara Gordon Breakout.
Oh, dope. I almost picked it up.
So
I didn't.
Yeah. I asked Eric what he wanted us to take a look at this week, and he tossed me this, and it's I had a very, very good time reading it.
Awesome.
It seems like it's setting up an intriguing storyline. Basically, Vandal Savage is in charge of Gotham, and the Bat family is doing, what happens when the bad guys take over Gotham.
Sure.
But effectively, Barbara's going in, offering herself up to get arrested, to go in undercover to, further the plot.
Sure.
It's what you'd expect from that, but it's well done, it's well drawn, and it's I would definitely recommend picking it up. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
And this is from me, who's not really read a ton of Bat Family in general.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I love Barbara Gordon, and seeing her in a new situation is very cool. Cool idea. That's why I got excited about it when I saw the preview pages. I was like, "Ooh, that looks dope."
So it's
nice.
It's DC's Next Level imprint. Mariko Tamaki, art by Amansi Noelpen.
Mm-hmm.
And she was arrested in Batman #9 for aiding the Bat family against Gotham's new authoritarian regime led by Vandal Savage.
Cool.
But is, going in with a purpose.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Well, cool. Good to hear.
Yep.
Good to hear. I'm going to have to pick that up this week at your local comic book store. You may find the following books, including Absolute Flash, number 15, Absolute Green Arrow, number 1.
Gonna be a big
Absolute Green Arrow, number 1. Yeah, definitely going to be a big issue. Amazing Spider-Man, 29, Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 51, Batwoman, number 3, Catwoman, number 87, The Darkness, number 5, Deathstroke, The Terminator, number 3, End of Life, number 4, Fantastic Four, number 11, Imperial Guardians, number 3, Inglorious X-Force, number 3, and X-Men United, number 3. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick up that Absolute Green Arrow.
Yeah. Yep. And I think that's it on my poll. No, sorry, my son has Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
So,
I saw that there too.
Do have to grab that.
Cool.
One
Nice.
thing I didn't see on the rundown, I don't know if you missed it, but the Eisner noms came out.
Oh, I definitely missed it.
Yeah. So
What do you got?
The basically breakdown wise, as far as nominations, DC is leading nominations with 16.
Wow.
So DC with 16, Image 12, Fantagraphics 14. There's nowhere down until 3 where that Marvel name shows
Wow.
up. Yeah,
Marvel.
3 Eisner noms, and that's it.
Jeez.
Like, yeah.
Embarrassing.
IDW had 5, Random House 5, Dark Horse 4.
Wow.
Titles, Absolute Martian Manhunter was up for 6. Absolute
Great.
Batman's up for 5. Assorted
Great.
Crisis Events for 5. Department of Truth for 4. Drome for 3, and A Garden of Spheres for 3. Those are kind of the leading titles.
Yeah.
And as deserved, Denny Camp is leading noms with 5 individual nominations.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Followed by Tynion, Junie Ba, Javier Rodriguez, Kelly
Junie Ba's
Thompson.
great.
Kelly Thompson's got
great.
3.
Yep.
So Batman and Wonder Woman are both up for ongoing. Department of Truth ongoing. Power Fantasy and Storm were all on for best ongoing series, which I have
Wow.
that Storm number 1, and I didn't continue it just because I didn't the 18,000 things I'm like trying to not pull.
Yeah.
But apparently it's a killer. So
Is it the Batman Matt Fraction run that's up for ongoing or Absolute?
Absolute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Matt Fraction 1 was up for best new series.
Oh, cool.
So new series was Assorted Crisis Events by Denny Camp.
It's funny to call
Eric
Batman a new series.
Right,
That's
right.
funny. Just the flagship DC book that's been around since 1930
Yep.
or whatever.
So specifically Batman Volume 4 by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. Black Cat
Yeah.
by G. Willow Wilson and Gleb Melikov, which I should probably pick that up because Wilson's always great.
Yeah.
Exquisite Corpses by Tynion and
Mhm.
Ghost Pepper, which I've heard
Oh, yeah.
nothing but awesome things about.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
That was one of those where I got the first 2 and then just completely missed that they were anywhere. And now I'm like, well,
Yep.
I'm not picking up 11 individual issues. I'll find a trade somewhere.
That's comics for you.
Yep.
I was very sad that Funky Town was out of that Rogue One Cassian Andor book. I was unable to secure a copy of that.
There may be one at another shop in the area that I saw yesterday. So
Okay.
I forgot that you needed one. So if I'm back there, I'll swing by and grab it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Absolute Batman 2025 Annual was one of the one-shots. Martian Manhunter number 1. So the category is best single issue or one-shot.
Yeah.
Then Assorted Crisis Events number 4. Coin Op number 10. Ice Cream Man number 43. And Something's Killing the Children. A Monster Walks into a Bar number 1.
Oh, I saw that. That's the one shot that just came out recently.
Yeah.
That was a great book. It's really good.
They had
Cool.
a couple early readers and kids things, anthologies. So yeah, there's all the normal categories. Usually we'll run down through and hit all of them, but there's a ton now.
Yeah.
They added in graphic novel, graphic album reprints, adaptations from another medium, You know, the Eisners they're getting they're putting a lot of things out now.
Yeah, growing and growing.
Oh yeah. So, but either way, you know, we'll probably cover it in more depth when the winners are announced. Here we go. Best writer, artist, penciler, all that. Writer was Denny Camp, Scott Snyder, Mariko Tamaki, the just aforementioned on Barbara Gordon Breakout.
Yeah.
Kelly Thompson, Tynion, and Stephanie Williams were the noms for best writer.
That is a stacked category. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Artist Junie Ba, Jamal Campbell, Jesse Lonergan, Cheng Sheng, Linnea Sterte, and Kazumi Yamashita. That's for the best writer artist.
Yeah. That's another stacked category.
Yeah. Penciler inker, Elsa Charatier, Sean Phillips, Javier Rodriguez, Chris Samney, Hayden Sherman, and Eric Sawatsky. Like there's a lot of really goddamn good people working in comics.
Wow, they're nominated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nick Dragata, Junie Ba, Francisco Francavilla, Mateus Monagini, Javier Rodriguez, and Hayden Sherman are best cover artist.
Man.
Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Crazy. Well, cool. Yeah, no, I totally forgot. Not that I forgot. I just didn't see that they had come out. So that's cool.
I saw it like 2 hours before. Apparently, they came out like 2 days ago, but I saw it like 2 hours before the show. I was like, I wonder if Mike's going to have them on there.
No,
and as always, I don't look at the rundown until we're in the middle of it. So I'm like, they're not on here. Okay.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about the winners when they are announced, for sure.
And I am starting to catch up on Absolute Wonder Woman. Like I think I'm up through 12 again. It's because I had read through 12. And then it had been so long that I just said, "Screw it! I'm going to start back at the beginning," and it was worth it. Like Kelly Thompson is killing it on that.
Yeah, so. She's great. She's great. Cool. I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything else, Steve?
I do. Strictly for the fact that we need to tell people to go and check out our socials, check us out wherever you find your podcasts. If you're listening to us, you probably found a place to find us.
Congratulations. You did it.
In doing so, you found us. Please subscribe to us so that you can find us again. Leave a comment. Talk to us in the chat. Thanks again for Andrew and Brian stopping by. There's multitude of ways to find us around the multiverse. Including talking about things in a galaxy far, far away on Haven't Seen Star Wars.
That's right. And so if you're subscribing to the Multiverse Report, you should also subscribe to Haven't Seen Star Wars. You can hear more of me and Steve, plus our good friends Alex and Amber, talking about Star Wars movies that they've never seen and we've seen a million times. Always a fun time. Go check that out. Follow us. Subscribe to us on that feed as well. And if that's all we got to say, I'll close things up by saying, as the two suns set over the burnt corpses of Owen and Brew Lars, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the multiverse.